So I think you should be aware, and it's not your job to make everyone else feel comfortable. It's not your job to filter yourself just because of what other people have going on in their lives, but you do have a duty to uphold and be a nice person to be around and be a kind person. You know, there's this saying, this quote that I got from The Rock Johnson, and it's his favorite quote, and it goes like this: it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. So, you know, you can do certain things, and they might not seem like a big deal to the rest of other people, but to someone that has a major medical issue in their life, if you say like just comments like that, they'll ruin a person. And you can say, well, they're just, they're just sensitive and all of this. You can say that, but going through things in that moment, especially when you're by yourself, it's so hard to pull yourself out of that situation when you don't have any support. I did. I feel incredibly proud. I feel incredibly lucky to have pulled myself out of that and, have grown like I have. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. They're still stuck in that, and just rude, mean, and senseless comments, even if you're joking, they'll crush a person who's already in a dark place. Years ago, when I was 25 years old, I thought I was dying. I was on my deathbed. My face was crooked. I couldn't eat. I couldn't swallow. I lost my voice completely. I used to sing all the time and write music, and I started up writing music again and stuff. When I was like I started out writing music at 14 years old, and I never did anything with it because I grew up and I had kids and life took a different way. But I used to sing all the time on stage, and then when I turned 25, by the time I had just gotten through like this horrible divorce that was drug out for years, and about the time I was getting ready to go back and do my thing, I lost my voice completely. And I'm very grateful I got my voice back, but it came back different. I can still sing, but not like I used to, and I need to go see a vocal coach so I can hit those high notes like I used to. And sometimes I have to do a lot of warm up, otherwise it sounds raspy. Whereas before you didn't, and like my lung capacity has changed. So there's all of those things. But you look past it and think to where all of these people, they don't know what you're going through. It's just this crazy thing to where, a lot of them they get stuck in this dark place. And then the longer you stay in that dark place, the harder it is to come out of. And then if somebody comes along when you're already in that spot and you already don't have any of that support, they just go home and cry for hours on end. And that is just, it's so detrimental to their health, which is why I fought so hard. I fought hard for my kids, and I knew how those kind of comments used to make me feel. And once I figured out a way past that, I wanted to step out and be a coach and help other people to overcome that, because I didn't want them to get hung up on the pain that I used to, or how it used to make me feel. And it's just, it's so hard to come back from that. But you have to push yourself and you have to go through it. But it's one thing that I won't do anymore. I won't hide myself behind a filter. I won't hide myself behind a mask. I won't cover my face. I make no apologies for who I am, the way that I look, or how my hair is. People don't know what you're going through. If I could fix my hair up better, I gotta get some more products. But I'm not worried about it. If that's what you're worried about with me, then we ain't gonna be friends. Because I'm an outdoor girl, and most of the time, your hair's gonna get messed up from the wind anyway. I'm fixing to cut off some more of my hair. My lengthwise, it does grow really fast, but when it's thin like this, it just looks so much better when it's short. So I decided I don't care. A lot of people over the years been like, oh, I love your long hair and I love all this and that. And, some guys like, oh, they prefer long hair. Yeah, well, you know what? I've had long hair for a long time and I've been single for a long time. So that doesn't matter. If somebody doesn't like me with short hair, well, guess what? They don't have to be with me. And I'm okay with that. I'm gonna cut my hair the way I want it. The way that makes me feel good, the way that's easier for me. So, just because there ain't no sense in having long hair if it's not thick, because it makes your hair look dull and drab and all of that. And I really don't care how people judge me. I don't care. So I look good with long hair and I look good with short hair. So that's just one of those things. Anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. Love y'all.